Hey, what's going on, world? This is one half of the Chief and Stero Let's Talk show, and today I just wanted to delve on a topic with regards to Prince Harry's new memoir, Spear, as in the spear tire. So his book was released. A lot of information in there in regards to his stint as being the second son of now King Charles, and in a nutshell, he basically is indicated in his book about what has transpired as a youth, in addition to his mother death, and how it affected him over the period of years. He also had agoraphobia and also fear of the outside, and he stated that within his memoir that based on his mother's death, he put in his mind that she's not really dead, and there's a possibility that she will come back in the next 10 years. And he stated that by him visiting the site of her crash in France, he went there twice, and then after that occurred, after his visit, he realized that it really, really means that his mother is not coming back. And this has affected him over the period of years, in which he also seek treatment for mental issues based on this situation. Now, he talked about in his book about the relationship with his father, his mother, in addition to the issue with his stepmother, Camilla Parker Bowles, being within the relationship between his mother and father, and that also helped, destroy the relationship between his mother and father, and talked about just the overall, the senior role within the royal family, and there's responsibility and his duties, in addition to his stint as a soldier in the Afghanistan war against the Taliban. He also mentioned about within his military role, he killed about 25 Taliban fighters, in which a lot of people were saying that he should not have mentioned anything in regards to that, because he might put not only himself in danger, but also other soldiers or British citizens in danger with the Taliban, maybe retaliating based on what he disseminated within the book. So he touched on a lot of subject. He also touched on the subject of his mother being pursued by the British media, and it was a constant. She was like a constant open book when it comes to the British media, constantly going after her, writing everything about what's transpiring in her life and within the British royal family. And he also broached on the subject of his relationship with his brother, Prince William, and how his relationship deteriorated with his brother based on when he introduced his wife, Meghan Markle, and his brother was not in an agreement. His brother was basically saying that she was very abrasive, and he had issues with his wife, and they also had a verbal altercation in which Prince William pushed him over, and he fell backwards, and he pushed basically when he pushed him, William pushed him. He didn't retaliate, but he told him to leave, and it's just been a bad relationship between both of them, because Harry, is defending his wife, in which anyone would defend their wives based on certain accusations, or someone coming out of their mouth and talking about their wives, right? That's just a common human nature response, right? He also broached on the topic of his stepmother, Camilla Parker Bowles. She was not well liked in the media, British press. And in order for her to rehabilitate her image within the press, she was leaking information about his wife, Meghan Markle, about to the British press in order for her to basically deflect, in other words. So, and she was leaking this information, and he felt like his wife was never, how you say, shielded from the relentless British press. And because of this, he reached out for help, and they said no, they don't want him to seek any help going out in the public. His wife also seek help because she was going through a little depression, and the British monarchy, they fear that if she seeked help, the press would get a wind of it, and they might leak information to the press that they did not want the press to know about. They want to, in other words, they want to curtail certain things from being disseminated to the press. And he felt like he was not, him and his wife was not supported. And in addition to not only that, but also the racial aspect of their relationship and their marriage and the kids, you feel like it's not outright racism when it comes to the British royal family, but it's like implicit racism, a lot of dog whistles, and in which he talked to them about it, but they did not do anything about it. And his wife talked to them about it. They did not do anything about it. And he felt like they were not supported. And he felt like the same thing that was happening, that same thing happened with his mother. It's the same thing that was happening with his wife. His mother did not get any support when it came to the British royal family with the issues that she was having with now King Charles, with his infidelity with Camilla Parker Bowles, and her depression and issues that she was having. And now, fast forward, the same thing that is start happening with his wife, with the relentless British press, no support from the British royal family, and he felt like he just needed to pull away, and just basically extricate himself from that situation in which he relinquished all his duties. Now, mind you, he was basically the voice of Queen Elizabeth, right? He represented Queen Elizabeth, traveled all over the world because she was getting old in age and wasn't able to travel as much. So he was basically he represented her, and he was doing quite a lot of traveling and touring and so forth. And he went up to bat for the royal family, and he felt like they weren't going up to bat for him when it was time that is needed for them to address the issue that his wife was having. And he felt like, listen, I need to just relinquish my duties, right? And just go and just be with my wife and my family, and just to separate myself. And that's what he did. He first declared that he was going to basically leave the royal family, their duties and so forth. And then he went to Canada, stayed in Canada for a while, and then also he left and came to America. He stayed with in Hollywood. That's where he's at now, and he seems very happy, And a lot of people are saying that, well, he's basically hanging on to the coattail of the royal family, because if he said that he's going to leave the royal family and the duties behind, why is he still bringing them up? If he should definitely go ahead and just sever himself from the royal family and not talk about them. He came out with other documentary, and he discussed the issues that he was having with Oprah Winfrey, him and his wife, discussing with Oprah. He also had a special on Netflix, and then now the book, and people within England is saying that, hey, he just needs to just go away and just stop talking about royal family, or stop basically trickling. In other words, he's trickling certain little things here and there, to keep people's tail wagging, right? To keep them interested in order for them to gain money and make a living off of just the writing about the royal family and spilling the dirt about the royal family and so-called allegedly throwing them under the bus. Now, this is how he's feeling. He's so-called, from what I've heard, speaking his truth. And there's nothing wrong with speaking your truth. Now, like his great uncle prior to him, his great uncle had relinquished his throne. As a matter of fact, Queen Elizabeth's father had taken over the throne when his brother, who was Harry's great uncle, had relinquished his throne and abdicated the throne and stepped down because he had married an American divorcee, and he relinquished the throne. But once he relinquished the throne, he basically separated himself from the royal family and didn't really have nothing to do with them. So people are saying that this is the same thing that Harry should do, is just to separate himself from the royal family. Don't discuss anything in regards to the royal family. You already said what you had to say. You spoke your truth, and just go ahead and just live your life with you and your wife and your two kids. So I don't know. He probably has a lot more to say about the subject. But me personally, I just say that he say what he has to say. You're right. He wrote the book, and I just think that he should just move on, and just be him, and live with his wife and kids. He's always going to have that popularity because he always been a popular person. As a matter of fact, he got so much media attention because he was a bad boy. Everybody loved Harry, man. He's bad boy Harry, His brother was a little bit more reserved and always been reserved. But everyone was like, it's all about Harry. So he's always going to get the attention, He's always going to make, he's able to draw a large following, a large crowd. And I think that he would do very well in America, So I just need to read a little bit more within the book. I just was reading some excerpts from the book. So with bated breath, I would definitely give an update with regards to the whole book. All right. So I want to thank everyone for supporting us. Like and subscribe and share. And we love you all, man. Peace. Socialmobie.com